Hello, Rama Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling relaxed, having a wonderful life, and happy always. Now, let's continue with chapter 10, part 2 Untouchability, a tar stain. Ramdas now felt a call from Kasaragod and wrote to Anand Rao about it, requesting him at the same time to arrange for an abode in a solitary place for his stay. In due course, he arrived at Kasaragod and was put up in a thatched hut on the Pilikunji hill. Here he lived on goat's milk and plantains. The Raja Yogi again came to him, and together they danced in the nights to the chant of Ram Mantram. Later on, a new sannyasi from Pantwal also joined them. In the evenings, with other friends from the town, he would also dance in ecstasy to the music of God's name in the front yard of the hut. Ram willed that a dinner should also be given to the poor of Kasaragod. In this instance, Ramdas worked actively for collection of funds. He visited the most prominent men of Kasaragod for contributions and also accepted small sums from the poorer classes. On request, Anand Rao managed the affair. The hillock of Ramgiri was selected for the feeding, and a Saturday was fixed for the purpose. Due preparations were made, and by midday, nearly 1,000 people assembled at the appointed place. The principal classes represented were cobblers, pariahs, and fishermen. Although these classes were looked upon as untouchables by the higher castes, even as among themselves they had distinctions. They sat down for meals in 3 different lines. The meal was served. Ramdas felt that he should also join them in the dinner, so he took his position in the line of the pariahs. The Raja Yogi and the new sannyasi, seating themselves in front of Ramdas, ate with him from the common leaf. While eating thus the precious gift of the gods, he experienced inexpressible joy. For Ramdas, there was no distinction of any kind. The idea of superiority and inferiority on any ground is born of utter ignorance. Wars, strife, and misery in the world are all because of these inequalities, while the inner spirit of all life and manifestation is one where is room for caste, class, creed, race, and color distinctions. The darkest blot on the purity and beauty of universal life is untouchability. It is like a tar stain on a white canvas. Harmony, peace, and freedom can be attained only by the realization of the inner unity of all life and equality in all its outer expression. Ramdas Gurudev, who lived with his son Anand Rao, one day came to the hut on the hill with great difficulty. The infirmities of age had told upon his otherwise strong constitution. He brought with him tender coconut and some sweet homemade bread. Ramdas was continuing to live merely on milk and fruits. Gurudev insisted on him eating the bread. Ramdas begged to be excused. Being touched, the tears welling up in his eyes, Gurudev urged him again to eat the bread, but he was firm and would not have it. He, however, drank the water of the tender coconut. Soon after, Gurudev returned home. During this incident, there were in the hut about half a dozen visitors. Now, one of them, affected by the disappointment felt by Gurudev, said with a touch of reproach in his voice, "You say he is your Gurudev, and still you refuse to eat the bread offered with such love. How do you explain this?" It is he within and without. Ramdas replied with a smile. From without he says, eat. From within he again says, don't eat. Ramdas always obeys the voice within. Why should he speak externally in a manner different from your inner prompting? Interrogated the friend again. That is his wonderful lila, Ramdas answered. The friend did not press the matter further. One day, Ramcharandas came suddenly, as if he dropped from the clouds. He carried with him a well-tanned tiger skin and a yoga danda. He said that after wandering over some parts of northern India, he felt a keen longing to see Ramdas again, so he was there. Swamiji, I have brought this tiger skin for you all the way from Jhansi, where a devotee presented it to me. Pray accept it, said Ramcharandas. Ramdas does not need it, Ram, replied Ramdas, since he goes about with only one cloth. You may keep it for yourself. It is intended for you, and you must have it, he urged. I shall carry it for you. I shall follow you wherever you go. I am not going to leave you this time, he added with emphasis. What is that wooden cross for? Asked Ramdas. It is for dhyan. It is a great help for sitting erect during meditation, he explained. As you are young and energetic, you should not depend upon this contrivance. It is an unnecessary encumbrance. You give it up, Ramdas suggested. He argued at great length in favor of it and showed his aversion to drop it. However, Ramcharandas sought to stick it to him again. At this time, Gurudev fell seriously ill, and at the juncture, Ramdas received a letter from Mother Rao of Anjangaum inviting him to attend a religious festival to be shortly performed in his house. It was a 9 days festival. The letter was soon followed by a telegram stating that the presence of Ramdas at the function was indispensable. He felt the urge from within but hesitated owing to the serious nature of Gurudev's illness. Now he placed the matter before Gurudev himself, begging him to decide. Would you leave your Gurudev in this condition? He questioned. Ramdas could no longer resist. He abandoned the idea of responding to the call from Anjangaum. Madhav Rao was informed accordingly by wire. In reply, he again telegraphed that Ramdas should not fail him. Now he left the question entirely to Ram, remained calm and waited. Ram, as always, his own ways. The following day, when he went to see Gurudev, he found him not only feeling much better, but also strong enough to move about. Ramdas asked him if he would approve of his leaving for Sholapur district. He willingly gave his consent. Lord, thy ways are indeed mysterious. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppodu.